Hello, I'm Bernard Hickey from interest.co.nz and welcome to an economic weather report brought to you in association with ASB. Today we look at unemployment stats, which show unemployment up to 4.6% in the December quarter, from 4.2% in the previous quarter. Now this was in line with expectations, but the details were quite surprising. Firstly, even though unemployment rose, so did employment. The number of people working rose 21,000 or 0.9%. This was when economists expected that number to actually fall by 15,000. Now most of the growth was in part-time jobs and the actual number of hours actually fell. But this really doesn't seem to make sense. Employment rising and unemployment rising. What's going on here? Well, it's all about the participation rate. That's the percentage of the working age population who actually want a job. And that's the number that you calculate the unemployment rate with. So it's unemployment as a percentage of those people who want a job. And the key thing here is that the participation rate rose in the December quarter to 69.3%. And that is a record high. And really surprising at the moment. You'd think a lot of people would just give up looking for work. But actually what we've found is that more people are looking for work. Now there's a theory here that things are so tough with household budgets that people who may not have been working, or maybe they're a stay-at-home mum or dad, have decided to go out and work part-time to make ends meet. So that may be one of the theories. But what does this all mean for interest rates and for the economy more generally? Well, most of the economists are looking through that employment growth as a bit of a blip. And they're saying too that it is a lagging indicator. What tends to happen is that an economy goes into a recession and then 6 to 12, maybe even 18 months later, you start to see the impact on jobs. Because obviously employers, the last thing they want to do is let people go. So the theory is the economy is in significant recession, likely to stay that way through 2009, and the employment situation will get a lot worse through 2009. Unemployment expected to rise well over 6%. That's the theory anyway. And that means, of course, that people still expect the Reserve Bank to cut the official cash rate by 100 basis points, another 100 basis points, to 2.5% on March the 12th, which is the next chance it gets. And that the official cash rate will bottom at around about 2%. That means, of course, if you're trying to borrow, you could expect the variable mortgage rate to drop to 5% or even lower, and for fixed interest rates to drop 6 to maybe 5% if you're lucky. So we'll have the unusual situation of variable rates being at least as low as fixed rates, maybe even a bit lower. But of course that's what we think might happen. What should happen? Well, actually I reckon these numbers show that employers are doing a lot better than many people think, and that they are hoarding jobs, which is great. And there's an enormous amount of stimulation already into the economy. I actually think cutting interest rates or the official cash rate is a bad idea from here on in. But Alan Bollard is pretty determined to cut those interest rates to get the economy going, and that's what he'll probably do. I'm Bernard Hickey. That was an economic weather report brought to you in association with ASB.